Well, hi, everybody. Well, when's the last time you lost your smartphone? Even for just a few minutes? Were you panicky like I get, freaking out, wondering where you might have left it? I would guess that you've at least once been unable to find your phone, only to realize, yeah, you were talking on it. Sure, we've all come to depend big time on our phones, right? For communication, for the news, connecting with others, and yes, even safety. Our phones, the internet, social media sites, and entertainment are really amazing. Yet, for most of us, they're beyond the technical understanding of what we could even imagine. But we do love them for the most part, right? Yeah, there are those spammers out there, relentless ads from some, and reminders and calls and notices that arrive during all hours of the day and night. I got one last night. But there's more and more evidence that overuse of our screens in various formats by adults, teens, even young children is causing some big-time intellectual, social, and emotional damage that can have pretty serious personal and family-related consequences. I've looked around, and there's evidence from a variety of empirical studies that show smartphone and social media use is adding to mental distress, people harming themselves, even committing suicide, especially among youth, with the greatest impact among girls. Another source I looked at showed that social media can affect adolescents' self-view and their interpersonal relationships that often lead to things like cyberbullying, sleep deprivation, and negative academic performance, social emotional functioning. According to another advisory, social media has the potential to harm the general mental health of children and adolescents and can literally be associated with changes in parts of the brain related to emotions and learning. And there's also correlation between social media use and common mental health concerns, one of the most evident being depression. I don't know about you, but these statistics in my mind are no longer just on the investigative fringe. They're being reproduced in study after study. And many of us and or our family members have moved from healthy, fascinated users to kind of being addicts. Like so many good things, much of our social media online usage has become toxic in more ways than I could ever cover here. I want to encourage you to go to some reliable sites and you'll discover that I'm right. Furthermore, we've got to be honest about other dangers besides even the personal, physical, and mental ones. Listen to this quote from Jen Hatmaker. The dangerous part of our social media and technologically saturated world isn't its existence, but what it distracts us from. And that's what I want to urge you to consider first for you and then your family members. What are they not doing, experiencing, or enjoying that this penchant for our phones and its goodies are keeping them and a lot of us from? How about you, the parent, or your other family members? Let me suggest a few things they distract from, which don't need proof, especially for children in the home. Like reading real books without the electronics, playing, recreation, enjoying the surroundings, talking to peers and adults, serving others, helping out, setting goals, improving a skill such as music, mechanics, foreign language, athletics, updating the news, and having just conversations with other family members. Yes, today family meals are often skipped regularly or non-existent. But when they do have meals, children and parents talk. They share ideas, successes, challenges, and the like. So what do we do? Well, we aren't going to get rid of social media, nor should we, in my opinion. It has seemingly infinite good. But it can also harvest very real bad results if it's not managed and controlled. So can I just offer a few challenges, especially to parents, but also to you without kids in your personal life? Let me give you the ABCs to consider with social media in your home. A, be aware of what's going on with you and your kids. Monitor what they're or you're seeing, how long you're on social media, who the friends are. You can use parental blocks as necessary. Your kids may think doing that, you're the worst parent in the world, and so be it. But tell them, yeah, you're on the state list for worst parent of the year and you can't wait to get the prize. Be kind, of course. The B is begin with yourself. Kids are sponges when it comes to influence, and it doesn't matter if it's good or bad influence. Look at your phone usage and take some small steps to limit that and substitute something better, something different. And let me say as kindly as I can that we parents need to be vigilant about saying no to some of the evil, violent, perverted apps and games out there. Just because they're cool doesn't mean they're healthy. And shame on us for playing those same games or even similar ones for hours and hours at a time. The C is we got to control but converse. Talk with your kids in a clear, informed, kind way about what too much screen time can lead to. Then lay out a plan or plans for how as you as a family, are going to control screen time, rather than have screen time control you. This can be and could be a very positive, not a everything on the line is bad, so we're getting rid of all this, kids, whatever. D, determine some other options for non-screen time activity. You'll have to decide what's best and most appropriate for you and your family, but it does help to have both individual and some group ideas for everybody in your home. I can't share all the possibilities, but here are a few places and topics to consider. For example, regular volunteering locally or for a neighbor or in church, or a non-school reading challenge together or alone for you, or play a board, card, or question game. There's a bunch of them out there. They're growing in number. Watch an interesting TV series being streamed. Find some hobbies that each person works on individually according to who they are, or maybe you do as a group. You could develop a side business, a hustle, so to speak, that everybody helps with, or side jobs for each person to make some money and save for the future. You can plan a vacation trip together. You can have them do regular chores that each person assists with at their level. Other unique ideas, just come up with your own. Check online at a place like mommypoppins.com. There are many more. So I hope I got you thinking and perhaps a little worried. You can change your family's growth trajectory and keep them from missing out on so much that the phone can steal. But you'll have to become or stay the manager of both you and your family. The good news, it's actually fun, and experts say that as social media connection drops, happiness grows. Fun and communication get better. That sounds like a pretty good investment to me. Why don't you start now, okay? Or keep going. Talk to you next time.